Hi, I'm Colin Shantz, CEO of Copper Tree Solutions, and I'm here with Matthew Hutchinson, our VCIO. And today we're going to be talking about the importance of IT maintenance. So, Matthew, what are some common problems and pain points that our clients are seeing when we first bring them on?
Some of the most common pain points that we see when we bring on new clients are really, in essence, the normalization of failure, is what I like to call it. Apps crashing on a regular basis, people restarting applications, restarting computers daily, hourly, because that's the normal way to solve it in their minds. Major system outages that last for days and sometimes weeks, that they're not aware that that's not normal. Computer systems don't go out for a week and then come back on again. Outages need to be immediately addressed, and proactive maintenance ensures that these things don't go down. If you've normalized in your organization, sometimes the system goes down for a bit and then it comes back. It happens only once a month. That's not normal. Systems don't go down once a month. Stability is the direct result of a constant determination to maintain your systems. Replacing equipment when it's past its useful life, upgrading operating systems when they're no longer supported. It's no different from changing the oil in your car. You can drive your car forever with never changing the oil, but eventually it is going to have a bad catastrophic disaster, and so will your IT systems. Oftentimes, unfortunately, when we onboard new clients, it's usually after a horrific event has occurred, and that was their driver to change. And what we do with our clients is make sure we don't ever have horrific events. And we do that by a rigorous maintenance program to make sure systems are up all the time, workstations are patched, servers are patched. What back-end maintenance we do is not usually visible to most end users, but it has to happen in order to keep the engine running.
So, when we do that maintenance on a regular basis, what's the outcome, or what do our clients see from that?
The outcome is stability. The outcome is it just working, being an accepted norm. I often say 2 or 3 years into a relationship, I have to apply more and more effort to make sure that there's a value position that we're showing. Because once we've established stability, it used to be an achievable goal for them, and now it's the norm, and that's excellent. When maintenance is properly applied, the network being up all the time, the backups working, the offsite disaster recovery being tested, the idea that I have to wonder whether it's going to work tomorrow is completely eliminated. And when you get there, then we can all turn our attention to making real value changes to the business.
So, ultimately, if we do our jobs right, then our clients get to a point where they wonder what they're paying us for because everything just works.
Exactly. One of my favorite questions is, well, Matthew, it's been a great quarter and not really much to report, and we're on track with our initiatives. And they'll jokingly say, I wonder what we pay you for. And I would smile and say, that's what you pay us for, because you're wondering why you need an IT support company. All that work we do in the background, all of the technical alignment work, all of the monitoring, all of the centralized services, all of that maintenance that we do that's not really entirely visible to each user, that's what provides that level of stability. And that's really a goal. If you wonder why you're paying us, that's a goal for us, because that means your network is solid, your network is secure, and then the conversation immediately goes to what's next. Right? And that's our ongoing value. Is we don't wonder whether it's up, we don't wonder whether it's secure, we wonder how we can make the boat go faster. And those are the conversations that provide the most value.
Oftentimes people kind of look at the maintenance and it's a bit of a black box. They don't really know what happens or what needs to happen. Can you explain a little bit the process and exactly what we do behind the scenes to make sure that everything works when people come in the morning?
Yeah, there's quite a few components to that. There's no one answer to that question. Let's start with what we consider to be the rudimentary basics, and that is patching workstations and patching servers. So making sure the latest security updates are running on all of your workstations and all of your servers. It's a regular on-site visit by our technical alignment staff to make sure that everything within that environment is properly aligned with best practices. If we're following best practices all the time, we have a stable network by its very definition. It's monitoring alerts from all of the devices on your network. If something blips, if a power outage blips on your network, we need to know about that. If something is reporting an imminent failure, we need to know about it so that we can take action on it. It's our monitoring tools that watch everything that's happening on your network, and our alerting systems that tell us that there's a potential problem arriving. potential piece of failure arriving. So maintenance is something that never stops, whether it's silently running in the background as a process that reports to us, or whether it's one of our technical alignment engineers on site at your business, which is regular every 4 to 6 weeks. Making sure that you're constantly aligned with best practices is how we provide stability.
Those best practices are something that it's easy to kind of overlook. I like to say that, every organization is very similar when you think about it. It doesn't matter what kind of industry you're in, whether you're a law firm or a manufacturing company or an insurance company or a municipality, or no matter what organization you are, you have mostly the same technology. Everybody has servers, everybody has a network, everybody has email and Wi-Fi and firewalls and all that. So one of the things we focus on a lot is the best practices for each of those individual pieces of technology. What's the best way to lock down your firewall to secure your network? And what's the best way to back up your information? At the end of the day, it's very similar no matter what organization you're in.
So how are our clients' lives better by using CopperTree to solve their problems and pain points?
One of the big things that we give our clients is visibility into the health of their IT infrastructure. Part of our maintenance program is we go through and we evaluate how our clients stack up against our best practices. And what we get from that is a health score. You're 99% aligned or you're 72% aligned. And it's a way for somebody from a very high level to look at their IT and say, okay, we're 99% aligned, things are pretty good. I don't have to worry about IT today. Or they might look at it and say, okay, we're 93% aligned and there's 5 recommendations, 5 things that I should be considering in our organization. Maybe it's something related to security, something new that's come up, or maybe it's something as simple as, an older piece of hardware that needs to be replaced. Or it could be an opportunity to leverage a new piece of technology to drive efficiency in the organization. But really, our job from our perspective is to put business decisions in front of the business leaders to say, okay, you're good, or here's a few things you may want to consider.
And how do these changes help our clients meet their broader business goals?
Ultimately, once we get to a point where everything just works and the risks are managed, it allows our clients to focus on the bigger picture and focus on what they're really doing in their organization rather than dealing with IT problems. The best place where we can get our clients is to put them in a spot where everything just works and they don't have to call us, they don't have to deal with problems, they don't have to, Google things and try to fix stuff. And, just the peace of mind knowing they can sleep at night, that their risks are managed and there's a plan in place for any kind of worst case eventuality is a valuable thing. Thanks for joining us today as we talk about the importance of IT maintenance. Visit us on our website at coppertreesolutions.ca to learn more.